Honda Indy Grand Prix of Alabama. So that's going to be this Sunday at 3:38. Still no trucks. As mentioned last time, that the trucks come back on May 6th, right? Which is a Friday night. It's got some Friday night truck races when they come back, and the trucks, and they always do this. They always have that long gap at the beginning of the year, but then you got so they come back May 6th for the Toyota Tundra 250 from Kansas, and then they head to Dover. And this is one of my favorite truck races. It starts at 5:30 in the evening on a Friday night. I still don't know why they pick 5:30, although I feel I should know this, and probably some hardcore veteran NASCAR fans probably know the reason. But it's 5:30 on Friday. It's May 13th. They head to Dover. Then you got May 20th at Charlotte. So you got 3 weeks back-to-back of truck racing starting May 6th. So then after the 20th of May, then they take a little break and they return June 10th to Texas. So May 6th, 8:30, the Toyota Tundra 250 at the Kansas Speedway, which is next weekend. Is it next weekend? No. The weekend after. I'm jumping ahead here. Today's only the 21st. All right. So, there's that. And then Xfinity Series heads to Richmond. And then they head to Talladega, Dover, Charlotte, and then Pocono, June 4th. And let me see if Sprint Cup heads to Pocono. June 5th. So that's weird. See, sometimes the Xfinity Series, they go to different tracks than this. It's some switch around. Like normally, you get the 3 Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then they start switching it up. So you have Sprint Cup at one race, Xfinity at another track. Then you'll have one weekend where it's just Sprint Cup and the Camping World Trucks at the same track. Sometimes you'll have all 3, 2 at one track and 1 at another on the same weekend. So that's how they do it, to switch it up a little bit. All right, so we're going to take a little break, and then we'll come back, and we'll go over the driver standings. RP Full Throttle continues. So it's the Sprint Cup Series driver standings, top 10. In first place, Kevin Harvick takes the first place spot. Second place, Carl Edwards. Third place is Jimmy Johnson. Sitting in fourth place, Joey Logano. Kyle Busch takes right now in fifth place. Kevin Harvick with 287 points. Edwards with 286. Johnson with 271. Logano with 266, Kyle Busch with 262. Dale Jr. sits in 6th place with 250 points. Kurt Busch with 247 sits in 7th place. 8th place it will be Brad Keselowski, the number 2 car, 224 points. Denny Hamlin in 9th with 11 points. In 9th in the 11 car, 222 points. And Truex Jr. in 10th, the 78 car, 214. From 11th to 15th place in order, it's Austin Dillon, Chase Elliott, Jay McMurray, AJ Allmendinger, and Casey Kane. 16th through 20th place, Ryan Newman, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Matt Kenseth, Ryan Newman, that's a mix-up. And then 20th is Trevor Bayne. I got Ryan Newman written down here twice, so scratch that. But 20th place, Trevor Bayne. And then 21st to 25th place, and one of them must be Ryan Blaney. That's why I got him down twice. But I mixed up. That was my mix-up. From 21st to 25th, it's going to be Paul Menard, Kyle Larson, Eric Almirola, Greg Biffle, and 25th place, Danica Patrick. Manufacturer standings as follows. First place, Toyota, 335 points. Second place is Chevrolet with 372 points. And in third, it's Ford with 290. NASCAR Xfinity Series driver standings. First place, Daniel Suarez, 242 points. Second place, Eric Jones. Third place, Justin Allgaier. Fourth place is Elliott Sadler. And fifth, it's Brandon Jones. Suarez, 242 points. Eric Jones with 236. Allgaier with 234. Sadler, 232. Brandon Jones with 223 in the 33 car. Sixth place is Ty Dillon with 221. Seventh place, Brandon Gowen. He's with 208. Brandon Poole in 8th, Ryan Reed in 9th, both with 180 points, and Darrell Wallace Jr. in 10th with 176. From 11th to 15th place in order, Ryan Sieg, Jeb Burton, Ross Chastain, Dakota Armstrong, and Blake Koch. 16th through 20th, it's Jeremy Clements, Ryan Preece, David Starr, Ray Black Jr., and Garrett Smithley. 21st to 25th in order, BJ McLeod, JJ Ellie, Joey Gase, Mario Gosselin, and Corey LaHoy. And then the manufacturer standings for Xfinity Series. Okay, first place Toyota, 298 points. Second place is Chevrolet, 278. Third place is Ford, 247. And sitting in fourth, it's Dodge, and they're with 52 points. IndyCar driver standings, top 10. First place, Simon Pagenaud with 134 points. Scott Dixon in second with 120. Juan Pablo Montoya with 106. It's in third place. Fourth place, Helio Castroneves with 92 points. Fifth place is Tony Kanaan with 82. Sixth place, Takuma Sato. And in seventh, it's Ryan Hunter-Ray. Will Power in eighth. Graham Rahal in ninth. And Charlie Kimball in 10th. Takuma Sato with 73 points. Hunter-Ray has 68. Will Power with 62. Graham Rahal 59. And Charlie Kimball with 58. From 11th to 15th place in order, it's Mikael Elishin, Joseph Newgarden, Max Chilton, Sebastian Bourdais, Carlos Munoz. 16th to 20th, it's Connor Daly, James Hinchcliffe, Alexander Rossi, Marco Andretti in 19th, and in 20th, it's Jack Hawksworth. From 21st to 25th, and there's only 29 cars, so 21st to 25th is Luca Filippi, Spencer Peugeot, Oriol Servia, Ed Carpenter, and Matthew Bradham. 26th to 29th is Brian Clausen, J.R. Hillebrand, Sage Karam, and Alex Tagliani in 29th. And for Formula One driver standings, first place is Nico Rosberg with 75 points. Second place is Lewis Hamilton with 39. Third place, Daniel Ricciardo, 36. Fourth place, Sebastian Vettel in 33. Kimi Räikkönen in fifth with 28 points. Felipe Massa, sixth place. Daniel Kvyat in seventh place. Felipe Massa, 22 points. Daniel Kvyat, 21. Romain Grosjean in 8th, Max Verstappen in 9th. 10th place is Valtteri Bottas. Nico Hulkenberg in 11th. 12th is Carlos Sainz, and Stoffel Van Dorn in 13th. Romain Grosjean with 18, Verstappen with 13, Bottas with 7, Hulkenberg with 6, Carlos Sainz with 4 points, and Van Dorn with 1. Now, 14th to 23rd, no points. And there's only 23 cars in Formula One. Kevin Magnussen, Sergio Perez, Julian Palmer, Marcus Ericsson, Fernando Alonso, Jenson Button, Pascal Wehrlein, Felipe Nasser, Esteban Gutierrez, and Rio Haryanto in 23rd. Now, I don't want to sound like a Formula One hater, but there are some hardcore NASCAR fans that don't care for Formula One. It's interesting. Formula One kind of is looked to as the one that sets the ethics, if you will, for racing. So Formula One is kind of like the granddaddy, if you will, of racing. And I guess maybe Americans can think of it like soccer. Maybe it's too foreign, but you got Stuart Haas in there. Well, Haas Racing's in there, believe it or not, which I think irritated some NASCAR fans, by the way. So it's interesting, So I'll probably just keep watching just to watch it. But and if anything crazy happens, I'll let you know. But 2 a.m, man, that was rough. Because Saturday for me is usually beer night, so I had to wait till the race was over for that one. Otherwise, I definitely will be falling asleep during that one. But it was interesting. The next Formula One race is the Russian Grand Prix, and they'll be racing in Sochi, so that should be interesting. So stick around, it's the final stretch next. Alright, welcome back. So, everyone's going nuts. The 78 Furniture Row Toyota had issues due to lug nuts. And of course, the issue is NASCAR no longer policing the lug nuts, right? So teams are cutting corners by only tightening 3 instead of all 4, which was a rule up until 2015. Actually, 2015 was the first year where they decided, if you don't want to tighten all 4, you don't have to. That started last year, but it's not just Truex Jr. However, Truex Jr. at Texas, who led 141 laps, looked like Truex was going to grab a checkered at Texas, but tires were the issue, and Kyle Busch wound up winning the Duck Commander 500. Kyle Busch only leading 33 laps. Truex Jr. wound up finishing in 14th. And as mentioned, it's not just Truex Jr. Other drivers are suffering from the 3 lug nuts. AJ Allmendinger, Paul Menard, Joe Logano, Jimmy Johnson, and Chase Elliott. So the plan, if you only have to tighten 3 lug nuts, right, instead of 4, this, leads to less time on pit road, and you send the car back out quicker. However, if the driver has to come back to pit, is it worth not tightening nut number 4? Now, if a tire does come off, there is an imposed fine between $20,000 and $50,000, and a loss of 15 driver points and 15 owner points. And in fact, this is stated in 12.5.3.1 in the NASCAR rule book. And according to the rule, if a wheel does come off the car on the track under competition due to improper installation, this would actually result in a P3 penalty, a minimum 4-race suspension of the chief crew, tire changer, and tire carrier who handled the lost wheel. So, gotta stop and think about that, man. Even tightening 4 lug nuts since the beginning of time. Don't tell me you can't just all of a sudden you can't tighten that last nut. You've been doing it forever. They just haven't been checking up on you. So but if your guy has to come back in, look, most drivers are looking for that caution, and if you listen to the officials, a lot of times you'll hear the driver, they'll say, hey, I see some debris out here. They're trying to nudge the officials to throw out a caution so you can come in the pit under caution and come back out and save your spot. But if you come back in the caution, they only tighten 3 nuts. You come back out there now under green flag racing. Now your car's vibrating because your tire's about to fall off. Now you got to come back in, and now you're going to put your risk at going to a lap or 2 down. So I'm just saying. I mean, those guys work pretty fast. 15 seconds is like the limit to get your stuff done in there. So I heard 15 minutes, you have to be able to get your stuff done in 15 seconds to make it as a crew member. And 15 seconds is considered too slow. So, it's something you got to think about. There's a little things like that. Anyway, there were some penalties and warnings from Bristol. The number 3 team, crew chief from the Xfinity Series, Nick Harrison, would be the number 3 Richard Childress Racing Xfinity Series team, issued a penalty for spoiler assembly not meeting specifications, violating 20.4.13, 24.13.1 A, B, C, D of the NASCAR